Why, hello there, cartographers and explorers alike. Shams Nelson here from Pen and Blade, and I got a really cool email a little while back from a fella named Harry, who's created this awesome game called Fantasy Map Maker. And I went through the tutorial or the playthrough. I'll leave all the relevant links below. So there's a short tutorial video and a playthrough done by the creator. So I did the play along here, and this is the map that I came up with, which I think is pretty cool, and I lost because there's actually a scoring system, as you can see over here. But for my first go, I think I might be a prodigy. So you guys look out. You can check me out at the next Fantasy Map Maker Olympics. So in this video, I'm going to kind of take you through. Hopefully I understand all the rules correctly, but it is only my second time playing. If you want to play along, I will leave a link below on where you can get the game, and you can either print it out, or if you have a tablet, you can do it the way that I'm doing it, and as well as I think it's on DriveThruRPG, but yeah, just check the links below in the description. So cool, let's get started. So the way we're going to do this is I'm just going to explain it as I'm doing it to the best of my knowledge. I'm going to sip my coffee throughout. So if I'm silent for a split second, your attention spans must endure and continue to enjoy this video. All right, cool. So the first thing we have to do is come up with all of these are quests. So there's let's say there's geologic quests, landmark quests. There's a few categories: town, nature, and wheel. Okay, so there's going to be 5 quests, and this is how we're going to kind of direct our map making, because we'll have certain goals we're trying to reach. So usually you'd print these cards and draw them randomly, I suppose, but I'm going to, there's 5 quests or 5 different quests in each category, so I'm going to roll a d6, and if I get a 6, I'll re-roll. So 4. So for the first, for the geology quest, we're going to have 4 is island chain. So you're going to get 2 points per separate landmass. Okay, cool. So that means I'm going to want to create like small land masses throughout. I guess that makes sense. And then there's a small example here. Hopefully I'll be able to figure this out. But yeah, I think I get it. Great. Okay, cool. So yeah, the white part here is water, and the green part is land. So yeah, that makes sense. 2 points per separate landmass. So we're going to try to create islands. All right, let's go to our next section. This is the landmark. So I got 2. That's going to be mountain shadows. So we want 4 points per space that has a landmark and a mountain. So I want mountains and landmarks together in a space. So I'm going to have to try to get a lot of landmarks, which are a little bit tricky. So you start in the central hub. This is a landmark. You start with 1, and then you work your way out. And to get another landmark, you have to get to these guys. So there aren't too many landmarks you can get, but we'll figure it out. And I'll show you how we work our way out once we get there. So this is mountain shadows. This is quest number 2. Next, we've got our nature quests. 4, scenic way. 1 point per space that has both a road and a forest or stream or river or lake. So it's a scenic road. Okay, perfect. Lakes made using coastlines do not count. Interesting. I'm not exactly sure how that'll work, but I'll try to keep that in mind. So that's 4 over here. So we're going to try to make some scenic roads. So next we will do these, the cities or the town. I got a 6, I'm going to re-roll that. 4, rival kingdom. Separate land masses earn points based on how many houses they have. So we're going to have, that works actually well with the islands. So the separate land masses for the islands. And so we're going to have these rival kingdoms. That's pretty epic. And finally for the wheel, we got 5. And this is a barren wasteland, which I actually got in the other players through. Should I re-roll it to try something different? No, it's good. Then I'll actually at least have one that's a little simpler. So barren wasteland basically means as many of these as you don't use, you get 2 points for each unused feature at the end. And the way the game ends is when you can roll and the roll doesn't, you can't make a move. So basically, if you fill up a wedge, so if I fill up 1 and I roll a 1, then I can say that the game has ended because I could choose, I couldn't actually do the roll. You'll see what I mean when I start to roll, which I will do right now. So let's do our first roll for this landmark here. So you roll your d6s, and these are coordinates. So I got a 4 and a 6. Okay, that means I can see you got 4s here and 4 here, and then 6 and 6. So I can either put 4 and 6. So I can either put something there, or I can put it there. So these are the 2 locations I can put my initial landmark, which I believe should be a castle. I'm not sure if you can choose your initial landmark. I'm going to try not to look up too many rules because I don't want to slow down, but I'm going to see about this really quickly. Okay, yeah, you can choose which landmark you want when you start off. So I'm going to choose a castle. I think that's a good choice. A castle counts as 3 houses, and as we know from my both the rival kingdoms, the rival kingdoms quest, it's going to be beneficial to have houses, and so I'm going to choose that so that I can start getting on my way with that. And then I also want to put a mountain when I get the chance by this landmark. So let's go ahead and just choose over here to put our castle. All right, great. So now I would do my first, and so if I'm playing against the quote-unquote AI, then there's just like basic point totals I want to beat. So I'll figure that out all at the end. All right, so the first, or the next roll, the second roll, I suppose, I'm going to make, and I will have 6 options. So I've got a 5 and a 3. And so, or actually I have 2 options. I can either go to the 5th quadrant and put the number 3 here, or I can go to the 3rd quadrant and put the number 5 here. So I can either have a river that spans 5, that goes across 5 of these, what's it called? Like lines, I guess. They're called, should be better. There's intersections and grid lines. Okay, so it crosses 5 grid lines. Or I can do 3 pieces of coastline that also crosses 3 grid lines. So I'm going to do the three pieces of coastline because I want to start isolating these to do the rival kingdoms and the islands. So the edge here counts as 1, so it'll be 1, 2, and 3. And that's all I can do for now. And you know what, I'll make it a little more interesting as far as shape, because you can be creative like that, which is really cool. So I'll do something like that, why not? And so now I have to wait to get another coastline in order to continue this. So next, I got a 1 and a 2. So that means I can come over here and I can put 2 mountains. I think I'm going to do that. I can put a 2 in the 1 or a 1 in the 2, or I can have 1 coastline. But I actually want longer coastline, so I want to wait to get a big number in there. So I'm actually going to put this 2 mountains here. I'm going to make sure I got mountains by this, and these the mountains I believe put in the intersections. Let me just double check that quickly. There's a reference at the end of the at the intersections, at the end of the rule book. Mark X grids on intersections. Perfect. So I'm going to choose 2 intersections, 1 and I'll go 2 to the edge of the map. So I've already gotten some points from one of my quests, which is this one right here. Which one is it? Oh, the Mountain Shadows quest. So that means I've already earned 4 points for the Mountain Shadows quest, but we're going to count up all our points at the very end. Great. So let's continue. So my next roll, got a 2 and a 5, so perfect. So I'm going to put the 5 over here because I'm going to get 5 pieces of coastline. And I have to have it in one continuous. I believe the rule for coastline is I can't break it up. So I can't do 3 pieces of coastline here and 2 pieces over there. Okay, yeah. So I need to have the coastline all connected. So I will finish off 5 over here. So we'll go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I actually want to leave a lot of space because I want to be able to make as many rival kingdoms as possible. So I could maybe even make it smaller. It could be 1, 2, 3. Can it double back? I think it makes sense that it could double back. It's not going through the exact same one. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. But I kind of want to close it off because I'll lose points if there's an unclosed section. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Yeah, that should work. Let's do that. Let's try that out. So you see how it's interesting that this is kind of encouraging me to map this out in a way that I might not normally think of. Oh, and this is a 5 right here. So actually I've gone a bit too far. I've gone too far. All right, let's continue. So a 5 and a 3. Let's see. So we can go 5. We can put in 3. I don't really want a river, and it's good to fill up these wedges, especially because one of my quests is the barren lands. So I want to actually barren wasteland. So I want to actually have a lot of these empty. So I'll focus on trying to fill these up. So let's try to fill up number 5, and we'll do 3. So I can either do 3 here, or I can do 3 for the town. And I think I will do, if I do a river, then I can get those scenic routes, those roads. If I do houses, then it helps me with the rival kingdoms. So I think I'm going to build out this city a little bit, and I'll do the towns, the house. So 3. So let's put 3. And you know what? I'm just gonna put all of my houses, so you can put them in any explored tile. So all these tiles down here in the corner are explored because I've put something there, but I'm just gonna put them all in this one city. So we're gonna have a big city over here, which we may name later. That's gonna be one of the capitals of these rival kingdoms. All right, let's roll again. I got a 1 and a 6. So I can either have, ooh, maybe, man, see, I wish I had done the river now. I could have 6 houses in the 1, or I could go over to 6 and just have one little bit of road. And I think I just want a ton of houses because if I recall correctly, I'll get a lot more points for large, like, yeah, if I have 10 houses on one landmass plus, I'll get 8 points, which is pretty epic. So if I have 6 plus, already castle counts as 3, so I have 6 already, so I'll have 12 on here, which is more than enough. So then I hope I don't get any more. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So 12, so I'll put I gotta do 6. So 1. Wow, this is gonna be a huge city, man. The metropolis over here. 1, 2. Maybe we'll do another big town over here. This all just needs to be on the same landmass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll have a little fishing village over here. It'd be cool. Or maybe the fishing village is a little port village over here. Cool. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. So let's continue. 5 and 2. So let's continue filling out 5. I can do a road with 2 things, or I can do man, I'm gonna want some more land masses though. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna do a little river. So in 5, I'll do 2 here, and the river. Maybe just like that. Because it needs to go through 2 spaces, so the side, this counts as 1, and this is the 2 grid lines that it passes through. Like that. So that's cool. Okay. So if I put a road here, I can get some points for my scenic road. 1 and 4. So, okay, good. We need some coastlines. 4 is a decently high number. So I think I'm just going to go with that. If I go 4 here and I just get 1 little forest, I think I'd rather get 4 pieces of coastline. And then that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just make another little island somewhere. And I believe I can put the coastline wherever I want. It doesn't have to be an unexplored. I think right? Don't have to put it in an unexplored area. Okay, so the long features must have one part of them in an explored space. So that means I'll have to, like, I think all of these count as explored spaces because they have some kind of feature in them. So I can do an island like this, or I can put it like this. So I might want to put it like this so I can have, now I have all of these, I have more explored spaces in this direction. If I put it too far over to the right, like here, then I don't have as many explored spaces. So I'm going to make a little island right here. I think that's going to be cool. Actually quite a big, let's make it a big island. So I didn't like the shape of that. Let me try again. And again, it can change because as I add stuff to it. All right, that's fine. Let's leave that. So cool. So that's great. Now I just need to add some houses to there, and I'll have a rival kingdom. 1 and 2 is my next roll. So 1 and 2. So 2 and 1. I kind of, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use this. So I can either put a 1 here or here, which I mean, the river is fine, but I don't really want it. I want a longer road than that. Or I put a 2 in one of these. So to do a landmark, it takes two turns, basically. So I'd have to put a 2, and then I would, when I roll a 1 and something else again, I can put the second number here. And that will give me the coordinate for the new landmark. But I might just name some stuff. Actually, no. Let's start. Let's put the 2 here, and because that'll give us. It's going to be somewhere along there. Let's just do that and see what happens. 1 and 4. So great. So I can do this now and do a 2 and a 4, which means I have here and I have here to put a landmark. So let's look at our landmark options. We've got. I could put another castle, which would be perfect actually. I don't think there's a limit. Yeah, you can do as many castles as you want, if I understand correctly. And let me just double check that. Okay, cool. I don't think there is a limit on how many times you can use something. And I think it makes the most sense as far as points go to put a castle, because I want to get houses in these different areas. And since it's on land, then that's good. 2 and 4 gets me on land. So let's put a castle here. Plus our rival kingdoms need more castles. Maybe this one can have some taller towers. I feel like this is a wizard, a mageocracy. I don't know why I'm getting that impression. And maybe they actually, it's just some random fun world building, but there's actually no way to access this castle except by like magical flight. You have to fly up there somehow. Does that look right? Does that make sense? Looks kind of weird. We'll see. We'll see if we keep that idea. Okay, let's keep rolling. We've already almost filled up one. 3 and 6 are my roll here. So we've got 3 and 6. Both of them aren't too filled out. If I use, wait, it never built a road. This must have been a little mark I made that I didn't delete. Yeah, because I don't have any roads. So that's perfect because I want a big road. 3. Yeah, that's fine. A 3-thing road. Or if I go to 3 is over here, then I can have a long 6-thing river. I think I'd rather do the road. I think that makes a little more sense. So I'll put the 3 in here. And my road, so I should get 2 points because there's 2 river things. So I will start the road. It should cross over 3 things. So 1, 2. There's a bridge. And I like this too, just from a world building perspective, that it has gone ahead and connected these two large cities. Okay, cool. Next roll. So this is fun. Once I'm getting, so there are these events. So I just rolled a 3 and a 3. Events are optional, and since I'm kind of new to the game, I'm not adding them in yet because I have enough to keep track of for now. But there's some cool stuff like a volcano and things like that, like kind of disasters or big kind of global events that happen when you roll doubles. But for now, we're just going to treat the 3 and the 3 like a 3 and 3. So meaning I have to put a 3 somewhere in here. So that means I got this river. And that's going to be, see, this is going to be a bit tricky. So I have to have a river cross 3 different things. And I guess I'm going to do it like this, which is good. So it's crossing there, 2. So it's 1, 2, and 3. It's going to cross all 3 of those. That's good because I have a road in here. So I'm going to get an extra scenic road thing there. Like that. Makes it a very kind of interesting little, I don't know, it's an interesting little area now with all these rivers. So I got my river in it. All right, great. 3 and 4. So 4, I can either get a forest going, which crosses over 3, or I can get some mountains. Oh, mountains and landmarks. Okay, yeah. So I want to put a mountain near this landmark to get some extra points. So that means I can put a 4 here, which means it has to cross over 4 points. Oh, will I be able, and it has to be continuous. So will I even be able to put mountain there? I don't think so, because it would have to go in the water. I'd actually have to get a 1 to put the mountain there. Oh, so it's kind of, I might have kind of messed myself up a bit by making that island so small, because now the only way I can put a mountain there is if I roll a 3 and a 1. So instead, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put the 4 there, and I'm going to put the 4. I don't think I want streams, so that leaves me with a 4, 3, which means we get some forests. All right, let's get some forests. Oh man, again, I can't even put a forest here because I would need a 1, which means the forest has to go on the mainland, and I guess it has to cover three intersections. That's how that works. So yeah, so why don't we just do those 3 intersections? That's kind of fun. All right. Oh, and let me put a C over here to designate that I made that landmark a castle. So a 3 and a 6. Ooh. Okay, well, I don't want 6 streams, or I don't even think I have space for 6 mountains. So I'm really hoping there's something in the 6, and here we've got coastline 3. I would love actually more coastline than that, but we're gonna have to, we'll make do. And At least one part of the coastline has to be an explored area, so I think it's going to be like this, like that. 1, 2, yeah, that already is 3. So we have 1, 2, 3 parts it's going through. And this is good because now if I needed like a mountain to go continuous, I could go like 1, 2, I'm assuming, even though it's separated by water, it'd still be one continuous mountain range, you know. And I could have the mountain range continue on into this landmass. Okay, that's good. So if I get a roll 3 again, let's see, a 1 and a 1. So we're not gonna have an event. We got a 1 and a 1. I definitely don't want one coastline. Oh, what is this? One island. Oh, that I might actually want, but I would like more than one. Is that an island over there? Let me make sure. I actually haven't done that one too many times yet. Yeah, islands. I would like more than one island. So you know what? I'm actually just going to do one name. And the naming part is mostly, I believe, just for fun. So you can see around here, there's all sorts of stuff, like words. So I'll actually, where I put that, goblin. Okay, I circled goblin and ways. Where goblin way. Silent goblin. Or silent. Yeah, okay, Goblin Way. Where would Goblin Way be on this? um, Goblin Way. Maybe one of the rivers. The Goblin Way River. Because these goblins, they be running around coming up through this river. So this will be the Goblin Way River. This one over here. Because there'd be goblins in these mountains. And they're coming down this river, you know, harassing the folks. Okay. I like to put that, and then underneath I just get some white to cover up so that it's legible. Alright, let's leave that like that and come back to our main map. Great. So we've already almost filled up this one wedge, which means I could finish the game quickly, but I also want to get more points so I can keep going. Even if I fill this up until I filled up another one, then it might force a game end. 5 and 4. Great. So 4, I can put 5 here. That would be really good. Or 5 and 4. I can do some lakes or road. No, I think I need that 5 coastline, baby. So let's get this nice new land. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because like I said, I don't want to end the game with unfinished coastline, because then I'll lose some points. So ideally, we won't have that. So cool, we finished off this coastline perfectly, and we can start building that place up. 4 and 6. So we can do a long road. That could be good. Or 6 is over here. We could do a forest. We could do some 4 houses. That might be good. Yeah, I mean, do I want to risk it and wait to try to roll like a 6-5, a 6-6? I think not. I think it's being too greedy. So let's put 4 houses somewhere. And we definitely want them on a separate, this new landmass, I believe. So, right, because we have 3 here. If I put 3 more here, 2 plus, I need at least 2 houses in this new landmass to get these extra points. Or, so you know what, this counts as 3. I think I will put 3, 4. I'll put 1 there. 4. Oh no, 3. I need 3 here to get the extra points. If I have 6 houses on this landmass, I'll get 4 points instead of 2. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2. You know, we'll put one little town over here. 3. Okay, interesting. And then that means I have 1 more to put. We'll put a little port, little village over here. I'm gonna hope I at least get 1 more house to put on this landmass so I can get some extra points. 3 and 4. So we've got 3 here and 4. Oh, okay. Or 4, and I could put a road. I think I'm gonna go put my 4 in here, and then I can do what I was saying last time. So this is cool how the strategy worked out, because I need to have them all kind of connected. So here now I can do 1, 2, maybe like 3, 4. Let's do that, because then if I get another landmark, I can put my landmark in any one of these. Hopefully I'll get the right numbers to put my landmark in any one of these and get those extra points too. So we're gonna start our mountains up here. And they cross. These are gonna be some pretty epic mountains. Nice. Okay. Let's roll again. 6 and 5. There's some high numbers. 6 and 5. So I could get a lot more mountains. I could do a scenic road somewhere. Can I place my road anywhere? Okay, they can begin anywhere on land. Okay. So, do I want to do a big 6-thing road? Yeah, because then as I add any forests, rivers, or streams, I'll be able to get more points. I don't think I need more mountains right now. So if I go to 5 and I put a 6-thing road. Okay, great. So I have to decide where I want my road to be. Well, it's gonna meander around this land. Yeah, all right, you know what? Let's not overthink it. And let's leave our road there. That's cool. And we'll see what happens. 6 and 2. So this is great because I want to put a 2 here because that means I'll get these coordinates. Meaning that hopefully I can roll a 6 and even a 1. If I roll a 6 and a 1, 2, or 3, then I'll be good for my points. So let's do that. Unless 2... Wait, let's just double check what's over here on 2, 6. I could do another long road or a river to get some points for the scenic way. Ooh, this is a tough one. You know what? I think I can get a lot of points for the scenic way. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna make a long river. Oh, but I also want to leave a bunch of these unused, and I'm getting close to filling up 6. All right, you know what? Let's go with our first instinct and just put our 2 there. And we'll wait to get, oh, a 6 and a 2. Again, whoa, what are the odds? Okay, well then I've got my 2, 2. And I can choose which landmark I want to put. It's going to be in this square. And so I'll, you know what, to kind of mix things up, I'll use one of these one-time usage landmarks, which allows you to adjust your dice roll score one time. So let's see, do I want the keep lets me skip around So it just means ignore a dice roll basically when you're playing solo. Mine must be on the mountain, and it gives +2 to any one dice roll, so I can increase the dice roll by 1. Ruins allows your dice sum to be divided into any two possible numbers. So if I get like a 3 and a 3, it's 6. So I could have it change it to a 2 and a 4 or a 1 and a 5. That could be pretty powerful. And the temple gives you a +1 or -1 to any one die result. And the result cannot go below 1 or above. Okay, that makes sense. Ooh, any of these could work. Maybe I won't do Ruin because even though it might be the most powerful, it's a little more complicated. You know what? Since I'm putting it in with the mountains anyways, let's do a mine. Even though, again, I think that getting +2 is the least versatile because you can't go down. You can only bring it up. But then that'll help me like make a bigger forest or a bigger river so I can get more scenic route points. So we're gonna go with the mine. So we did a mine here on 2 and 2 because I already have the mountains here. That's perfect. So I'm just gonna put my mine, and that's great, and I'm gonna get points for that. 5 and 1. Oh, interesting. So I can't use it on a 5 or a 6, but that's all right because I think doing 5 islands is going to be pretty powerful. And so I can place my islands in any water except a stream. Interesting. So I can put it in a river. All right, I'm going to do that for 1 because that'll be fun. Ugh, but I don't really have a great... My rivers are kind of... You know what? This will be interesting. Let's put it in the middle of this river here. Let's put one there. And so if I can get a little house and put it on there, that'll be cool because that'll count as a separate landmass. If I put 2 houses there, that would count as a separate landmass. This is very interesting. So let's put 4 more. And do I need to put them in explored spaces? Okay, so it has to be put in an explored space not touching any map lines. So for instance, I can put an island here. So that's 2. I can put 1 here. 3. Let's put one here. 4. And we'll put a little guy here. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Very interesting. I like the way this map is looking. Roll our next guy. So we've already filled up 1, and I got a 1 and a 1. No way. That means the game ends. Oh, I had so much more mapping to do. What are the odds? So the game ended because I filled up 1 and I rolled a 1 and a 1. That was the only dice roll that could have ended the game right in this moment. But alas, this is the way it goes. We only have 1 named place, the Goblin Way River, clearly the most important feature on the map. And this was a pretty quick game. But I'm going to go ahead and calculate the scores up, and then we'll see how I did. All right. So for our island chain quests, we get 2 points per separate landmass. And so I'm going to get quite a few points for each of these islands. So that's really good. So I know I got 5. Here I'll use a red color to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the islands that I got. 6 is this big one. 7, 8. So I've got 8 total separate land masses, and that's going to give me a total score of 8 times 2, which is 16. So that's not too bad. Your maximum is 20. So 16 out of 20, not too shabby. Let's see. Mountain Shadows. 4 points per space that has a landmark and a mountain. So I did pretty decent on this. I've got, let's see, I've got these are my landmarks. 1, 2. I got 3 landmarks in the whole game, and each of them is sharing a space with mountain. So that means I get points for all of them, and that's 4 points each times 3, so we've got 12 points. Next, we've got our scenic route, which was a bit of a fail because this continent over yonder, over here, is quite barren, unfortunately, and not very scenic. I don't think mountains count, right? I need a forest, stream, river, or lake. So I've got that road isn't going to get any points at all, unfortunately. And but this one is going to get 1, 2, 3, only 3. This last quadrant with the road doesn't have a forest, stream, river, or lake. So I've got 3 quadrants, these ones, that have a scenic way. And so I'm only going to get 3 points. That's a bit disappointing. Oh, why am I rolling? I'm just so used to rolling now. All right, we're just tallying up points. So the next quest we're looking at is Rival Kingdom. So I think I did pretty decent on this. And we've got separate landmasses earn points based on how many houses they have. So castles count as 3 houses. So our first landmass over here has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 12, 10 plus. So that's going to be 8 for this bottom right. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be 4 points for this middle landmass, and the last one only has 1 house, which is less than the minimum. Is you need 2 houses on the landmass to, I guess, constitute a kingdom. So this barren land over here just has 1 lonely little village. There's only 2 rival kingdoms: the Majocracy and the Great Monarchy of the Goblin Way. Maybe, maybe this is a very bustling goblin kingdom. So it's the goblins versus the wizards. That's the theme of this map, and we're gonna get 12 points for that quest. And finally, the last one is the Barren Wasteland. So I'm actually going to get a lot of points for this since the game ended early, where basically you count out how many of these you didn't use. So I filled up all of 1, so nothing there. 1, 2. So over here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17. 17, and I get 2 points each. So 17 times 2 is what? 34. So technically it's 34. The maximum is 20, but I like to put that down just so that I kind of know how much I've overachieved, but then I'll just circle this 20. I don't think we didn't do any natural disasters. I don't have any map error, so it's actually good that I closed this off over here, because if I hadn't, I would have gotten like I believe a -5, or I would have gotten some kind of minus for, having parts of the map that didn't make sense. All the rivers start and end in places. There are no unfinished coastlines or anything like that, so I won't take any subtractions. So let's tally up our total here, our total points. Yeah, okay, 63 points total. And let's just for fun see how I did on the solo mode. Which AI level was I able to defeat? Oh, okay. So each of these quests, you see, there's a what is it? Is it Explorer, Artist, and the Master? I believe are the AI levels. But like the E is the easy one, A is medium, and M is hard, is difficult. So I'd have to add up their point totals. Yeah, I can go ahead and do that. Gee whiz. All right, I didn't even beat the easiest. I'm eating my words about being a fantasy map maker, child prodigy. savant. Uh, Apparently, I still have a lot of work to do. But in my own defense, rolling that 1-1, the like second that I had finished up the first wedge, was pretty unlucky. At the same time, I could have been more careful not to finish up that first wedge. And in that situation, you know, now I've learned I gotta, if you don't want the game to end, don't finish up your wedges, kids. And on that note, I hope you check out this game. If you do and you want to send me the map you make on Discord or something like that, that would be epic. Maybe one day we can do a like a collaborative battle, or a competition on Fantasy Map Maker, and like live stream here on the channel or something. That could be cool. But until then, enjoy whatever map making adventures you have, and peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone.